White letters and a microphone appear atop gray clouds and a yellow sun. Sunstorm stories. Treena Ivie appears on screen. Treena describes herself as an Alaska Native woman.
It didn't hurt when I fell and hit my head, bouncing 4 times off the concrete that was covered in ice. My first traumatic brain injury. It took my life from being able to disabled. I had two more after that, and my entire existence just sort of spiraled into this disability brain fog, similar to what I experienced in March 2021. The rest of the world had already been dealing with this for a year. COVID. Up until this point, I was dealing with a severe allergy to my dog. I was trying to find relief, staying at family or friends, going to stores, looking for medication. And then concerns became serious when I had a fever and my face was swollen. We could count almost every pore in the area. And when I couldn't find relief, I decided I needed to go to the ER, but not to the one in my local town. We had to drive 40 minutes away. And that was on a Saturday. It brings flashbacks to the first brain injury I had when I needed to write things down in my journal, and my doctor told me not to because it wasn't going to help her, but it was helping me. That's how I felt confused like that again and just not aware. So I needed documentation. But then I think about it, why would we go 40 minutes away? And then I remembered when I go to the ER in my town, it's the triage starts off well enough, but as soon as I mention I'm Alaska Native, the body language changes. The unspoken dialogue goes from what can we help her with to why is she here? She's Native. She can get help elsewhere without ever saying a word. And it's comparing it to when you see two people argue and you walk into the area and all of a sudden the energy shifts and it's just tense and thick. And it's that same idea that it's instinctual, it's intuition that you know something has changed. Nothing tangible for court, but I didn't want to face that while I was feeling ill. So we went to the Alaska Native Medical Center in Anchorage. The ER was the fast track. They got me through, asked me all the questions, helped me with medications, except for they forgot one thing, the COVID test. Why wouldn't they have that? I didn't want to argue, so I just went with it. But then I also thought maybe it's like the Seattle Indian Health Board when they received body bags instead of COVID tests. Maybe they were just expecting us to die. I didn't know. I went home. By Monday, I had no relief. I called my doctor at the local Native health clinic, and they said I needed to be tested because I didn't have one there. That took 2 days. In the 2 days I was waiting, I started my menstrual cycle. It was the worst I ever had. And then the news came. I had COVID. I had to stay in my room away from my family, and I ended up being stuck in bed, not only from being sick, but also from bleeding through menstrual pads, one every 50 minutes for 14 hours. By the time I realized I might be bleeding through, it was nighttime. I wasn't going to go to the ER. While I was waiting it out, I had contacted my doctor and asked them when I could come out of isolation. They said another 5 days. I was so confused because the CDC said I had 3 days left, possibly 2. And again, they were just short staffed and they couldn't provide the information. Maybe it's a systematic failure. I don't know. 3 weeks later, while I was still recovering, I was watching TikTok and found out other women had the same issues I had with their menstrual cycle when contracting COVID. I wasn't alone. Thank you, social media. My experience is one, but I know many have faced it. In solidarity to Native women who are intellectually and developmentally disabled, I see you. I am you. medical field. Learn your biases and do better. Help others like me who might become an oversight. Kuyakunu nani. Perseverance is what my ancestors gave me. I won't give up.
4 logos appear on screen. This initiative was brought to you by the National Disability Rights Network, Foundations for Divergent Minds, the Johns Hopkins Disability Health Research Center, and funded by the With Foundation. For more information or to share your story for future editions of this project, visit us at ndrn.org.